A long time ago, Mr. Sonny used to tell me when I went to pick up the check, the sinkhole is not gonna be sinking anymore. It's filled up now, it's all over with. That was way back, 8 months ago. And I come another month, another start, and then like I said, 2 months ago, he said they were gonna start the buyouts. And because of the time situation of, I thought I had to almost get a lawyer. I didn't want a lawyer. I wanted to, deal with y'all. I felt like a fair way. But because of the time limit that was being told to me, I had to hurry up and go get a lawyer at the last minute.
Mr. Conrad, I'd like to know, can you, in your, just in everyday language, could you describe our community to me? Describe my community. Do you know my name, by the way?
I do not.
Okay.
Oh, sure I do. I'm offended that you would suggest that I don't. I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
One at a time.
I would like to know if you or Mr. Sonny Cranch, if one of y'all would like to stand up and just describe the dynamics of our community. What makes up our economy? Because I bet you can.
Well,
Tell me what makes up our community.
I'm gonna tell you where we are on the settlements with those people who wanted to settle and then we're done.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, just y'all
Bypass that
know
question.
us. Do y'all know what makes up our economy?
No, they don't have.
The opportunity to meet with all, you know that, we came to check, we talked, and we visited.
We didn't. We can. I'll see.
All right, since we talked. And I honestly say that I have enjoyed meeting and I feel that you're a great group of people. I really do. I feel, and I'm just like Mark is standing there, we are sincerely concerned about your well-being. I wish the sinkhole would fix itself. It just can't fix itself. We've got to let nature take its course. We can't change that. But my answer is, yeah, you're a close-knit community. You're made up of a variety of different people from a variety of different backgrounds. Most of you from Assumption Parish, others who have moved here. You're close, you're friends. You're like my neighborhood, you're neighbors. You help one another. And I truly understand that, and I respect every one of you. I honestly do. And so does Texas Bond. It's just that there are so many things going on, and I wish we could fix everything and fix it immediately, but we can't. And we're doing everything
And I
we can.
wish you would have stood up and said that every time we met. It might have meant something. But you know, what I was getting at, like if you really knew who we were, you would know when you talk buyouts and you give those numbers to the media, 59 out of 90, whatever, you would also know that we are a very unique community. Some of us are elderly. Some are sick. Some are campers. Some are so emotionally attached to that county. Some of us have mortgages. So we're not cookie-cutter human beings, like let me pick him up and put him here, he's gonna move there. We're not that. We're very unique, and most of us that chose to be there, that was a big choice. And now we're having to redefine our lives. And that's what I want to know.
And I've said this to Ms. Betty. I told her that I'm sorry of the turmoil this has caused in your lives and everybody's lives. I wish we could change it, but and it is what it is. And I wish I and Texas Bride have the power to change that event that took place. But it,
And by treating us like humans, smile at us, don't mock us, don't laugh, don't.
I've never mocked anybody. I have never mocked anybody, nor has anybody in this country ever mocked anybody.
You know, so just.
I respect you. He respects you. Everybody with this company. Yes, sir.
appreciate if you expedite and take care of people like Betty and Ronnie.
Yes.
And Mr. White and Jack and people else, take care of them, get them on their way, let them take care of the business and live the rest of their lives.
And certainly I appreciate that, but there, and Mr. Myers is gonna tell you in just a second, there are, and Marty Trish will tell you, there are so many legal issues that are floating around, and I don't know, Miss Betty, did you sign up for the negotiation for a buyout or a settlement? I don't know if you. Okay. Oh, okay, well, I mean, obviously, you made that decision, and hopefully your attorney can deal with it. But I want to take over this meeting, but I can say with all truth and sincerity that this company, me, Mark, Brad, and everybody else has been involved, Kenneth Blanchard, Scott Bourne, the people who have worked there day in and day out throughout the entire production life of that facility, they all respect and truly admire the people in this community, and they really want the best for this community, but they also have to deal with so many other issues, and so, you know,
I would say something real quick, if you wouldn't mind if I butt in. Mr. Cartwright said his priority is fixing the sinkhole. It should be us.
Yes.
I'm listening to him. His priority is to get this gas out of the ground, just like Dr. Heatox has said, so that this community will be safe, and we're trying to, that's the biggest priority. Keep it safe.
Yes, sir.
I feel like fixing the sinkhole, this taking care of us.
Go ahead.
Those of
Back.
us that want to stay, and there, yes, there is, no, wait, there is a good number of us that want to stay.
And that's good.
That means fixing the sinkhole.
Get the people out first and then you can do it.
Well, but that's the problem, it seems like the people that want out, want to buy out, and have left, are not worried about what is being done now to take care of the people.
Let me interject before we get on that track. Let me tell you something. It ought to not be who wants to stay and who wants to leave. It ought to not be that.
No.
You know, for Mr. Cartwright, and I'll take issue with him standing right here, for him to say, well, you did your neighbor leave, it's safe. Let me tell you something. It's not safe. And I say to you that is because there are risks involved with you staying. But those of you that decide to stay, you stay with the understanding that the risk is there. And that's your choice. And we are committed to see this thing through, that the environment is cleaned up. But for those that want to leave, they need to be taken care of as well. We ought to stand as one community. Everybody has a different ultimate risk tolerance of how they want to proceed. But this is not an evacuation. It is evacuation. It's long term. Now, I respect those that want to stay. I respect those that want to ensure and try to maintain the community and the relationships that they've had and they've built. I respect those that say they had enough and they want to move on. It shouldn't be pitting one against each other. This is their problem. They ought to be resolving it, and they ought to be able to resolve all of your issues, whether you want to stay or whether you want to go. And it shouldn't take this long. And you know, and Mr. Cartwright wants to know, well, who have you listened to? We are relying on the state's experts. We are relying on the state's experts to give us expert opinion and their best estimates of what we're dealing with. Relying on their expertise, we're making the calls that we need to do as a local officials. And we're going to continue to do that. Mr. Cranch, we understand that you're the public relations guy and Will and these other people, but let me tell you, and I can tell you, you all are failing miserably. You may have worked, and Will, I don't want to call you out, you may have worked in the BP incident or whatever else, but BP put $20 billion up, and we can't even get our damn parish's bills paid without getting cut 15%. This is a miserable failure. Now, and all I can tell you is this. When people, for an example, Miss Candy, somebody, she drives up there, the hydraulic hose is leaking on her property. If you're a public relations individual, you ought to have everybody's name, a list, a telephone number, Call these people, say, look, we're gonna be working in this area on this street, this is gonna be going on, we'll have a road crew out there and everything else. I don't know what y'all doing those trailers all day. But then when John Boudreaux's there, and our people are there all day, all night, trying to answer questions and call, we send a bill for John Boudreaux's time, y'all say we shouldn't pay him his straight time. And we don't get reimbursed for that. I'm just telling you, I don't know what's the public relations protocol y'all using, but I don't know where y'all got it. But, you know, they look like some kind of Captain Kangaroo show. So, they can come here, but I don't want you all to start pitting one against each other, saying whatever. All of your needs should be addressed. Whether you want to go, that should be handled. If you want to stay, we're going to fight for the environment, but all of you need to stick together as far as one mentality. It's not your fault, it's not your neighbor's fault, it's their fault.
That's right.
We'll let them continue to say what they want to say, then we'll let John Boudreaux close it up. Yes, sir.
Along the line of the miserable phase, this lady standing right here, looking at y'all, when she went into the mediation so-called that I termed manipulation, was laughed at by this man standing right here in the brown coat and the brown tie behind her back. She asked one simple question: what is the amount of money you can offer me in the buyout process? We were back and forth, back and forth. She asked a simple question: how much can you give me so I can make a decision? To this day, they have yet to give her the answer. What this man in the brown coat said was, we are told the mediator, we are not playing her game. Folks, she wasn't playing the game. She wanted to know what the offer was. Y'all are yet to answer one simple question: how much are you willing to give her for her property, the maximum amount? What you want to do is you want to go back and forth and see how cheap you can get by. If you gave her a straight answer, one time, it'd be over.
Let's do that. Good point. Let's do this. We'll give them the opportunity to say what they want to say. A lot of times they're going to say, well, we were interrupted and everything else. Let them say what they have to say, put their cards on the table, explain what they want to explain, then we'll close it up and let John close it up. We may hear from there else. But we don't want them to leave saying, well, we were going to tell you this and that, and you didn't get the opportunity. So let's hold the question to them. If they want, to the extent they want to make any further comments, let's let them make a comment. One last question.
The court's given us 30 more days to be able to settle with other people.
I can't comment on that. I'm not a part of that. Okay. Well, if they want to make, to the extent they want to make any further comments, we welcome it.